कभी कभी आसान होता है मर जाना और बहुत मुश्किल होता है जिंदा रहना।
Mimi is a film that could have seriously went wrong. As Martin Scorsese does not think of Marvel as cinema, I kind of have a similar perception towards films like these. They are not proper cinema. They are simple concept-driven narratives. Just with their short summary, if I give you, you can tell the entire story. They all are the same. There's a problem, there are obstacles, finally there's victory. But if they don't fall into the definition of the technical cinema, this doesn't mean that they are bad. And maybe I am wrong. Mimi could have been another typical concept film because of its story. But remember, cinema is less about the story but more about the storytelling.
परी आ गई है वापस उपड़ा तारा लेने। अब परी से कैसे लड़ूं मैं शमा?
This shot is an example of brilliance. It is exact 40 seconds. What's so brilliant about this shot? In the Bible, there's a story called The Judgment of King Solomon, in which King Solomon was required to decide on which of the two women was the mother of the baby. Where they both claimed to be the mother, both had recently given birth to a child, but one child died. Solomon announced to cut the child in half so that each mother could have half. One accepted the announcement, whereas the other mother immediately offered the baby to the other one because she wanted her child to live. Thus, Solomon saw the love, the false mother was exposed, and the baby was given back to the real mother. In Mimi, the love of the real mother is a bit complex. John and Summer are the real blood parents of Raj. Mimi was just a surrogate, but it was through effort and decision. So what if the child is someone else's? It's the one who gave herself to the child, sacrificed her dreams. It's the one called mother. Let's come back to the main topic about the pacing of Mimi's ending. The pacing begins in Act 2 when John and Summer come back as the disaster, followed up by creating a crisis of taking Raj with them. To provoke great amount of interest for the end, A.R. Rahman's music is put to use. During Summer and John's conversation with the baby Raj, the music is peaceful.
I hear your name is Raj. My name is John.
Compared to the heartbeat music during serious
I haven't
confrontations.
seen Summer this happy in 4 years.
बहुत हो गया जॉन जी। राज आप लोगों का बच्चा नहीं है। He is Mimi son.
Which makes us think at a point that these two people can be forgiven, but we don't want to forgive them. The film adds a question for you.
so that हमें एक perfect or healthy baby मिले. Not a disabled one, not a baby with Down syndrome. क्या करे वो बच्चा लेकर भानु?
अरे तो वो लड़की क्या करेगी वो बच्चा लेके?
Can someone who abandoned their own child because of his disability be forgiven enough to have the child back? Like the King Solomon story, John and Summer, like the false mother, just want to have the baby.
Give me my son back, or I will take legal action against you.
But Mimi, like the true mother, lets the baby be.
तू उन बच्चों की तरह जमीन से थोड़ी आया है। वो तारा दिख रहा है? तू भी ना वैसा ही एक तारा था।
Looking at the challenges in form of legal actions put by Summer and John, Mimi identifies the unnecessary trouble that the little boy would have to go through in a battle of fact versus emotion, where fact side is stronger. So the real mother chooses the option of letting her child be by giving the child to the other mother. Back to this brilliant shot. This shot has just two parts, static and a move in. Look at the camera. It stays still as the mother describes the situation.
परी से कैसे लड़ूं मैं शमा?
But then the camera moves in. A move-in shows authority and power, but the dialogue signifies doubt and give up.
परी आ गई है वापस उपड़ा तारा लेने.
How come the shot makes us feel that Mimi's decision holds some value and strength? It's what's behind the decision. The end to an unnecessary suffering that will be followed in the life of a little 4-year-old boy. So here we are packed in a beautiful pacing, where we feel to forgive the false mother at a point, but we don't want it. Then we understand their suffering.
राज ये हमारी आखिरी होप है.
Again get a feeling to forgive them, but then the side of the truth is made stronger and concrete by a small action.
दिखाई नहीं देता, इतना बड़ा बच्चा दिखाई नहीं देता. कुछ हो जाता उसे तो क्या होता मेरा?
सड़क के बीच में खेल रहा था वो.
Through the caregiver's dialogue.
पूरे शेखावटी की सबसे सुंदर लड़की और सबसे बढ़िया डांसर है वो. मुंबई जाना था उसको फिल्म इंडस्ट्री, पर राज के पैदा होने के बाद ना उसने अपने सारे सपनों की पोटली बना के ना फेंक दिया रेगिस्तान में.
Followed by this strong decision of not letting the child suffer. So by here we understand that Mimi needs to win the baby at the end, and there has to be some kind of redemption for Summer and John. And through the King Solomon story's analogy, only one is possible. But no, Mimi is a happy movie. It wants to hug you, not stab you at the end. So in a very discreet manner, like a mother, the director lets the baby film be. The true mother has her victory, and the false mother does not get punished but has her redemption. Mimi was a simple film, like all of these. Okay, so yes, they may not be the conventional cinematic narratives. Yes, they are concept films. But at the end of the day, these films are an easy choice for the simple people to have a wise insight into the unexplored part of their own being. These people who are tricked into these senseless big comedies and don't want to see bloodshed and disturbing stories find these films convenient because they are comedy and entertaining and end in such a way that a man or a woman after a week entire of rigorous struggle can watch them on a Sunday night, get a good message, have some knowledge and have a good night's sleep. Sincerely, I would like to apologize as I insulted their beauty by calling them concept films. In reality, they are the common man's films.
Rockabye, baby. Rockabye, baby. Rockabye, baby. मेरी होती तुझ पे